mean, like I said, man, Happy New Year's to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not Happy New Year's yet, man, but y'all know how it is. Y'all know how we bumming, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, though, man. What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Jay Willie Silly, man, a.k.a. Mr. Take It Easy. Before you end up like Beezy, man, make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below, man. This is the last video. Y'all know your boy Jay gonna be out, man, for surely only. You know what I mean? I got some things to do tomorrow. You know what I mean? But anyways, you know, for all my new subscribers and new viewers, y'all already know what it is, man. Scary reaction, playlist section packed out. You know what I mean? Close to 200 something viewers. I said viewers. 200 freaking man. Videos, you know, in the playlist section. I hate getting tongue-tied, man. That's another pet peeve that y'all need to learn about your boy Jay. Getting tongue-tied makes me cringe. You know what I mean? But highest viewed playlist section, close to like 30,000 views on there, bro. So I know everybody that's on this freaking live stream and even watching on my YouTube, y'all have not watched all my scary reactions. Stop lying. You know what I'm saying? It will take you at least, I'm not gonna lie, to finish that whole playlist section, it's gonna take you like 2 months. You know what I mean? So you gotta just be really consistent with the scare reactions, you know what I mean? But everything out there for you, you know. All you gotta do is just click on one and then you're gonna get another one and another one, you know. It's too easy, just like they did BZ. You know what I mean? But no, though, we got 3 very scary, true New Year's Eve horror stories. Man, like I said, y'all, we finna go into the New Year's. You know what I'm saying? New Year's, you feel me? And like I said, we not in the New Year's yet. You know what I'm saying? We not in the New Year's yet. You feel me? But hey, man, y'all make sure y'all stay safe out here, man. You know what I mean? Somebody finna down New Year's, man. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know it. You know what I mean? Be safe out here, man. You know what I mean? And when it comes to the New Year's resolution, let's stick to the New Year's resolution this year. How about that, fellas? You know what I mean? Let's stick to the New Year's resolution. You know what I mean? Too many people make New Year's resolution, but don't fulfill them New Year's resolution, man. You know what I'm saying? What's y'all New Year's resolution, man? Come on, man. We gotta just stop putting these New Year's resolution and let's start fulfilling them. You know what I'm saying? For real. My New Year's resolution, get this Twitch jumping. Get this YouTube back jumping. That's the New Year's resolution. Y'all know what I do. Y'all know I ain't a talker. I show y'all the grind. I show y'all the action. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm about action. Y'all know I'm not a man of many words. I show you what I'm going to do. So stop talking so much and do. If your New Year's resolution is you to lose weight, get your little big self in that gym and lose some weight then. You can't say my New Year's resolution is to lose some weight and keep stuffing your big old jaw with some donut. You know what I mean? You got to be consistent with the gym, just to let you know that. You know what I mean? Progress don't happen in a week. Progress don't. Your big self been big for so long. You know what I'm saying? So progress not finna happen in a week, shout it. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Oh, that's months. You got to put it in that months. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, man, finna get into the video. But let's get the New Year's resolutions. Let's get it. Let's actually do the New Year's resolution. You know what I'm saying? Said my New Year's resolution, stay thick then, man. Stay thick. I know I'm not playing with thickness. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's go. Thumbnail time. You want to stay thick then. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to play with thickness.
I'm using a voice transcription thing on my phone since I don't really like typing and I'm not the best with words. This was, God, I don't even know, like 7 or 8 years ago now. Maybe 6, I'm not really sure. My life's been a bit chaotic since then, so my head's filled with all sorts of memories and whatnot. Anyway, this was New Year's Eve back when I was still dating my ex, Duda. We were on our way back from a party when everything went down. It must have been well after midnight because I remember being extremely tired. Also, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that driving on New Year's Eve isn't exactly the smartest decision, but we had no choice.
Why not?
The party had been at Duda's friend's place, but we were late additions to the guest list, so there weren't any sleeping arrangements left for us. The drive was actually pretty long, maybe 30 minutes, give or take. The roads were pretty much empty, which I remember being grateful for. It had snowed earlier that day, so the streets were icy as hell, and honestly, the last thing I needed was to be dodging traffic on top of everything else. Duda was half asleep in the passenger seat. I had the heat cranked and some random rock playlist going. Just
you up north?
Drifting off.
I was asking why, you know what I'm saying, why it was not really a good idea to drive on New Year's Eve. You know, I'm down south. I'm a down south baby, you know what I mean? So it's pretty good to drive up, you know, down here you know, most of the time, you feel me? But yeah, you up north with it. You up north.
We were maybe 10 minutes from her place when it happened.
Up north.
Okay, so I don't even know how to describe what I saw.
This ain't down south.
Completely empty, and the next there was just a woman, literally standing in the middle of the street. And she wasn't like crossing or anything. She was just there, facing my car like she'd been waiting for us or something.
Run over.
I remember my brain just not being able to process it fast enough. I was already slamming on the brakes before I even realized what I was looking at. And then I realized she was holding a knife. It was down by her side, this massive kitchen knife. The kind you'd use to like carve a turkey or something. My headlights were hitting her full on, and I could see her face was all twisted up, like she was crying or screaming, or maybe both. It was sickly. I don't think I've ever reacted faster in my life. I yanked the wheel to the right to avoid hitting her, but the second I did, she lunged at the car. I heard the impact before I understood what happened. Despite the chaos of everything unfolding so quickly, I knew exactly what happened. She had swung the knife at my car as I passed. Even though I had avoided her, the swerve combined with the ice was just too much. I felt the tires lose grip, and suddenly we were spinning.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, gang. Like I said, G, I know it probably sound a little crazy, y'all, bro. And I don't want to like sound like a evil person when I say this, but bro, I'm not gonna lie, I low-key be fiending for a body, bro. I know it probably sound, I'm a Christian man, y'all, I'm a Christian man, I understand that. But I just low-key be wanting situations like this to happen to me. Like, I be like, I know it sound evil, God forgive me, Lord, but I be wanting, it's like, it's not innocent blood. Like God said, man, in Proverbs, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's 6 things that the Lord hates. It's seven things that the Lord hates, and it's 6 things that are distasteful to him. He said hands that shed innocent blood, right? You know what I mean? I'm not shedding innocent blood. I'm shedding the blood from a person that's trying to kill me. You know what I mean? He said hands that shed innocent blood. Lord, I'm not shedding innocent blood. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like this in my brain. I be wanting, like, me seeing this, I ain't gonna lie, probably smile like the woman, bro. You just don't know you finna die tonight, do you? Do you know what I got in here? You know what I mean? I probably would have got out of the car, so I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have had to get out of the car. Run at me with that knife. You know, that's what I'm saying. He said, love your enemies, Jesus said, and that's, hey, look, Jay's kryptonite. That's one thing I said, I'm gonna be judged about that. Because Jesus said, slap, once you get slapped in the other face, turn the other cheek. Jesus said that. Y'all know Jesus said that? I was like, Jesus, I love you so much, but Jesus, me and you finna have a disagreement in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like when Jesus said that, I looked at that scripture. Heck, I just read. I agree with everything Jesus said, all the parables, but I had to look at that parable again. What the heck Jesus say? Did Jesus just say, when your enemy slaps your face, turn to the other cheek? Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. I'm going to get judged by that. And I know when God, look, I know when I'm in front of God, my son, yeah, God, yep, you're right. I will not. I'm telling you right now, I follow everything Jesus say, but I will not turn my other cheek. I promise you that.
I had woken up by then and immediately.
Oh, no, I'm not that Christian. No.
I was gripping the wheel like it was.
I'm Peter.
Actually do something, but there was nothing I could do. The car was not under my control.
Love you, Lord.
We spun a full 180 and were basically facing the other direction by the time the car stopped. After recovering from the shock of almost dying, I looked up through the windshield.
She coming.
And felt sick all over again because we were now facing the direction we'd come from, which meant we were facing the woman. She was maybe 30 feet away, still holding the knife.
Bro, you better run.
Illuminated by my headlights like something out of a horror movie. And she was limping toward us, like she was trying to move fast, but she was clearly injured. She was also screaming something I couldn't understand. Just this guttural, incoherent noise that sounded more like an animal than a person.
Slump.
It was, and probably still is, the most terrifying thing I've ever witnessed with my own 2 eyes. I remember Duda yelling at me to do something, but I was just frozen. I couldn't look away from this woman lurching toward us. Her clothes were dirty and torn, and her hair was all matted and wild. I don't know if she was on drugs or having some kind of mental breakdown or what, but there was nothing behind her eyes. There was nothing there. It honestly looked like she was a dead person walking. She was maybe 15 feet away.
Man, you gonna do something?
Survival instincts finally kicked in. I threw the car in drive and slammed on the gas. The tires spun on the ice for this terrifying second before catching, and we started moving. I thought we were clear, like I thought that was it. But of course, I was wrong. I don't know how she moved that fast. Like 1 second she was in front of the car, and the next she was on it. She threw herself onto the hood, and I felt the whole car shudder from the impact. Duda was screaming, I was cursing, and this woman was clinging to the hood of my car with one hand while stabbing the windshield with the other.
Dang.
Just like over and over again. I felt like she was trying to get into my car and kill me. I felt like I was gonna die. I couldn't see or think. I just started swerving the wheel back and forth as hard as I could. The woman was sliding around on the hood, but she wouldn't let go. She was still screaming that horrible wordless scream, and her face was inches from the glass. And I swear to God, her eyes were locked on mine the entire time. On the third or fourth swerve, she finally lost her grip. I watched her roll off the side of the hood and hit the pavement really hard before sliding into the shoulder. The car fishtailed again, but I managed to keep it under control this time. I looked in the rearview mirror and saw her lying there. She wasn't moving. Part of me wanted to stop. I know that sounds...
Part of me wanted to stop. F her, man. Care about you, bro. You try to kill me, but F you, bro. Leave you on the side of the road. If I F about you, I would have smiled. You saw. Kept riding, but the freak. Talking about part of me wanted to stop. See, that's what I'm saying. See? And that's why people like you die. Bro, I'm sorry, bro. But amongst this world, good people are not cherished, bro. I feel like I'm a good person, but one thing about me, bro, I got a little, it's not darkness, but I got a little, I'ma slump you. I got a little, I'ma kill you about it. I got that in me, you feel me? I got a little wolf in me. I'm sheep too. I'm cool. I'm good too. I got sheep in me too. But I got a wolf side to me too, though. See, a lot of y'all just be you just sheep. You just 100% sheep. Walking around this thing with 100% wolves. Man, if you ain't a wolf, you finna get ate. If you ain't a wolf, you gonna get ate. You too much of a nice guy, man. I wanted to just stop. Okay, stop and get outside. She gonna stab you. She gonna kill you, stab you right in your heart. And what good get you in this world, man? I mean, be good, for sure. Be good. But when it comes to people like that, ain't no good, man. Good don't exist with people like that. This woman just tried to kill you. You talking about stop? F that woman. Care if you dead or alive, shout out. I don't care what you is. Hope you dead. Yeah.
Insane given what just happened, but I thought maybe I'd killed her. Like maybe she was just some mentally ill person who needed help, and I just killed her. Duda grabbed my arm and told me not to stop.
Duda smart.
She was shaking and kept saying we needed to go.
Go.
That it wasn't our problem, that we couldn't get involved. I said we should at
Hey,
least...
Jay's Kryptonite. I'm going to tell you this right now. Jay's Kryptonite. I'm the biggest Christian, bro. I promise you. Like, consider myself God's son, Jesus' son. But you got to understand, bro, God killed too. You know that, right? You know God killed too. God is against shedding innocent blood. You know God is the God of war too, right? He's not the God of love. You know God flooded the earth. Flooded the whole earth. You know that, right? I just want to let you know that. You know David killed people. You know God used David for wars. You know God used Joshua for wars too. I be thinking people be thinking God's just this nice God and just all that. Man, God destroyed people. You know what I'm saying? He destroyed people, bro. The people that was enemies towards God, oh, God flooded it. You said God kills for vengeance. So does me, bro. I kill to protect myself. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm not killing. I'm not shedding innocent blood. Like I said, God said it's 7 things. You know what I'm saying? It's 7 things. You feel me? That he hates. 6 are distasteful to him. I'm going to leave vengeance to God. But one thing you got to understand, bro. Try to kill me, gang. I'm going to slump you. You know what I'm saying? I'm I'm gonna keep it real. God can't save me in certain situations. Sometimes I gotta save myself, bro. So if you're trying to kill me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm not finna. God, you said vengeance is yours. When somebody trying to kill me. So try to pray in this situation. See how I get you. I love God. I love him. But God understands. I bet you God in heaven say, get up. Get up, my son. I can promise you, God, get up, my son. You know what I mean? But Jay Kryptonite, you keep thinking how you thinking, but you going to be a dead man walking, and you a dead man walking, Jay Kryptonite. Trying to put you on it now. Keep thinking how you thinking, Jay Kryptonite. You a dead man walking. You a dead man walking. You ain't finna survive out here. Somebody try to kill you, what you gonna do? You gonna pray? On gang? Prayer works a lot, bro, but in certain situations, it can't help you, gang. And that's just the truth.
Call the police, but she also shut
He said, I beg for death, I'll wake up in heaven. Look here, I love God too. The one thing about me, I want to live my life. You know what I'm saying? That boy said he begged for death. Okay, beg for death. But one thing about Jay, I'm not begging for no death. I promise you that. I'm gonna go to heaven, but I only get one life, man. I only get one life. I'm gonna be in heaven for eternal. You know what I'm saying? I'm being in heaven for eternally. I only get one life. You talking about he begged for death? All right. It's easy for you to say Jay Kryptonite when you're not in that position. You know what I'm saying? When you're not in that position, it's easy for you to say what you ain't gonna do. Be in that position. I bet you defend yourself, Jay Kryptonite. I bet you defend yourself. It's easy for you to say what you won't do when you're not in that position. Somebody trying to kill you, pray. Talk to your knees and pray. I bet you won't do it.
down immediately. She said the cops would blame us since we've been drinking and that there was no way they'd believe our story. She said we'd get arrested or something.
I love God, man, but
none of that made sense.
I'm gonna defend myself.
This way of making everything.
That's just real. I love God, but I'm gonna defend myself. I'm not out here shedding innocent blood. I'm not out here killing nobody. But if somebody trying to harm me, I feel like God don't have a problem with me defending myself. You know what I'm saying? Me defending myself, I don't feel like it's a problem. Somebody trying to kill me, you be dang wrong thinking I ain't finna defend myself.
Sound urgent yet logical in the moment. She was always
F that.
Very persuasive and borderline manipulative, honestly. I left that woman on the side of the road, drove Duda home, and didn't tell anyone.
Duda got more common sense than you?
I feel sick thinking about it. The damage to my car wasn't even that bad. Just the cracked windshield, the knife marks on my driver's side window, and a few scratches on the hood. Surprisingly, there wasn't even any blood on the car. I got it fixed like a week later, but the guilt stuck with me for months. I kept checking the local news, waiting to see a story about a body found on that road or a missing woman or something, but nothing ever came up. I don't know if that made me feel better or worse, honestly. Part of me wonders if she got up after we left and just walked off into the woods or something. Part of me doesn't want to know. The thing that really messed with me, though, was Duda. She acted like nothing happened.
Okay, bro, Duda is like Duda. You know what I mean? Duda got more common sense than you. I'm not gonna judge you for being good, bro, but this woman tried to kill you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Duda is somebody I like. Duda with the wrong man. She would have too soft. You soft, man. I'm gonna keep it real. You too soft, bro. Keep it real with you, G. You know what I'm saying? Not finna judge you, bro, but I'm gonna keep it real. You too soft, bro. Sorry, bro.
Like within a couple days, she was back to her normal self, making plans, going out with friends, whatever. I brought it up once and she got annoyed with me, telling me I was being dramatic and that we did what we had to do.
Thank you.
I remember just staring at her and thinking like, how can you be so cold about this?
God.
The woman tried to kill us and we might have killed her, and you're willing to just forget about the whole thing? We broke up a few months later for unrelated reasons.
Man, she probably broke up with you because you was too soft. You know what I'm saying? Probably why she broke up with you. She probably, man, this man's soft. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's why she broke up with you, G.
Well, mostly unrelated. But I'd be lying if I said that night didn't change how I saw her. Maybe I'm the crazy one, but an experience like that is not something you can easily forget, let alone move on from in 2 days. I might have ended someone's life that night. That deranged woman might have ended my life that night. That's not something you could just forget about.
Shit. Bet I'll forget about it. I'll forget about it. Try to kill me, I bet I forget about it.
I went to Cal Berkeley for undergrad, It's where I met one of my closest friends, a guy named Garrett. His real name is Guo, but when we first met freshman year, he introduced himself by his quote, American name, and it just stuck. He's originally from Hong Kong, came to the States to study computer science, and is genuinely one of the smartest people I've ever known. After grad, we went our separate ways geographically. I moved to New York for work, and he went back to Hong Kong for the same reason. We're both in our late 20s now, both doing pretty well career-wise, both single. We try to see each other at least once or twice a year, whether that's him flying out to visit me or me taking a trip to Asia. I know it's pretty fortunate to be able to travel so frequently, so I never take that for granted. This incident happened last New Year's Eve, and I still think about it constantly. I've told a few people, but no one really knows what to make of it, nor do I. Oh, by the way, Hong Kong is 13 hours ahead of New York. That means when it's midnight in Hong Kong, it's only 11 a.m. on December 31st in New York City. Garrett celebrates both the regular New Year and the Chinese.
Oh shit, we got some computer science in this mother effer? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man. Y'all better make sure, man. Better make sure y'all actually, man, y'all actually trying to do this computer science, man. Know what I'm saying? Y'all just doing it for a paper. Are y'all actually trying to get a job? Or you just doing it for a paper? Because we got a lot of people out here trying to do things for paper. See, he ain't doing it for a paper. You know what I'm saying? These two people ain't doing it for papers. These two people actually got their careers, man. That boy moved to Hong Kong. You know what I'm saying? That boy in New York City. Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's not just do it for a paper, man. Y'all gonna get these degrees. You know what I'm saying? Let's make the degrees worth it. Y'all know what I mean?
So he was out partying that
I'm with
night.
all getting the degrees. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you get a degree, don't let it go to waste. You know what I mean? Don't go to, bro. Bro, after you done getting your degree, well, you should be, boy, I'm talking about on it every single day. You know what I'm saying? You getting a degree already make you, you know what I'm saying? You should be on that every single day. What places, computer science, man, well, you should be on that junk every day.
Same as me, just half a day earlier.
Shout out Jay Kryptonite.
My two closest friends in the city.
Bro, why is your name Jay's Kryptonite, bro? I'm just like, I had to kind of like, who are you, gang? I had to read this man's name for a minute. I'm like, what the weirdo? I've been talking to this goofy boy. You know what I'm saying? I had to read this man. I got to really lock in. I'm like, Jay's Kryptonite, you weirdo, bro.
Rylan and Ari.
What is wrong with this
We
cat?
started at Rylan's apartment for drinks.
Weirdo?
Then made our way to this rooftop party in Williamsburg that one of Aris's coworkers had invited us to.
Oh?
It was honestly pretty fun and decently upscale, at least for Brooklyn.
I'm sorry for calling you hoe, man.
30 or so, I started talking to this girl. She was standing near the bar by herself, and I honestly just walked up and introduced myself. We hit it off immediately. She had this energy about her that I can't really describe.
Okay.
Super easy to talk to, funny, engaging. We talked for maybe 5 minutes before she pulled me onto the dance floor. Her name was Maitreyi. I remember asking her to repeat it because I'd never heard it before. She laughed and told me everyone just calls her Maitri because that's basically how you pronounce it. I thought that was kind of charming. She pulled out a pen and spelled it for me on my hand just in case I, quote, forgot. Things escalated quickly from there. We danced, talked some more, and kissed at midnight. By around 12:30, she asked if I wanted to get out of there, so we grabbed an Uber back to my place in the East Village. I'll skip the next few details, but I will say it was a great night. We stayed up talking for a while afterward, and I learned a decent amount about her. Here's everything I remember. She was originally from San Diego. She was an artist, more specifically a painter, and she mentioned she used to do graffiti and murals before transitioning to more traditional stuff. Her middle name was Mia, which was also the name of one of her cats. The other cat was named Cosmo. Her birthday was April 28th. Her best friend growing up was from some tiny town in Germany.
I'm just not understanding what's scary about this, you know what I mean? Tell me what's scary about this, you know? It seemed like a vibe. You know what I'm saying? You at the bar, hooked up with a shouty. Y'all clicking off, you know, what she try to back, what's going on, man? I'm trying to see what's scary about this, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like something, you know, seemed like you finna get it in, man. You know, what's going on, man?
Her dad was a patent lawyer. These are random details, I know, but they become important later, trust me. At some point, she mentioned her clothes smelled like the bar, so I threw them in the wash for her. She borrowed one of my t-shirts to sleep in.
Already?
We fell asleep not long after that. I can't remember really what time it was. When I woke up the next morning, she was gone.
Wow.
At first, I didn't think much of it. People leave after hookups, it happens. I figured she slipped out early to avoid any awkwardness, which was fine. But then I started noticing things that didn't add up. The first thing was my apartment door. I have a standard lock that you can only lock from the outside with a key, meaning it doesn't auto-lock. When I got up to use the bathroom, I noticed the lock was still engaged, which meant either she had somehow locked it from the outside without a key, or she'd never left at all. But both of those were impossible scenarios. I checked the rest of the apartment. My place isn't big. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, a living room, a small kitchen. There's no second exit. The windows also don't open more than a few inches. I even searched my closet like an idiot, as if she might be hiding in there, but she wasn't. The impossibility of the situation made me start questioning my sanity. I started wondering whether my drunken state had caused me to imagine the whole encounter entirely. I kept pacing around my apartment frantically, as if she would just appear out of some corner and reset everything back to normal. Her clothes were also gone from the dryer, which added to the mystery, and the shirt I lent her was nowhere in sight.
Hold on. I know you ain't telling me that this is a ghost you was talking to. Like, am I hearing like, bro? I'm thinking, is this a ghost? I know this man wasn't talking to a ghost.
On from the dryer, which added to the mystery, and the shirt I lent her was nowhere in sight, proving that she had slept over, but she was nowhere. I stood there for a while trying to figure out what the hell had happened, but no explanation I could come up with made sense. To make matters worse, I soon realized that I never got her number, or any form of contact at all for that matter. For the rest of the day, I tried to piece together everything I could remember about her. The details I listed earlier, that's pretty much everything. I kept repeating them in my head because I knew I'd forget eventually. Later that afternoon, I randomly felt compelled to call Garrett. I don't know why exactly. It was just a super bizarre impulse that just kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't like I had anything specific to tell him. I just had this weird urge to ring him. We caught up for a bit, talked about work, talked about our respective New Year's celebrations, the usual stuff. He seemed a little off though. Eventually I asked him what was wrong. He sighed and told me he met a girl the night before. They'd hit it off, gone back to his place, and she left the next morning without saying goodbye.
Bro.
No number or contact or anything.
What the
He was bummed about it. I laughed and told him the exact same thing happened to me. Like, the exact same thing. But here's where things get really freaky. He told me her name was Maitreyi, like my tree.
What the
I felt this weird chill run through me. I asked him to describe her, and he started listing details.
Bro.
Everything matched up almost perfectly. Her birthday was April 28th. She was from San Diego.
This is succubus. This is a succubus. Bro just slept with Jezebel. You know what I mean? Bro, but it's freaky though. Like, how did she match up with your friend? You know what I'm saying? It's a succubus. But how did she match up out of all the guys? How did she match? See, that's what's kind of throwing me at the loop here. And one thing about your boy Jay, I'm a major detective. It's like, how did she, out of all the guys, end up with your best friend? You know what I mean? That's weird as freak to me. Could have ended up with any other guy, but she ended up with your best friend. And literally somebody that you're close to. Literally.
We used to do graffiti. I cut him off before he could finish and asked if she had a cat named Mia. That's when he went a little silent before saying yes. You could imagine what happened next. The two of us spent like 15 minutes just listing as many things as we could remember about her, and all of it lined up.
It's weird as freak,
bro. It's actually kind of horrifying. It gets worse though. He actually had pictures with her, something I didn't have, and he showed them to me. It was the exact same girl, I'm 100% certain. We tried to rationalize it, but every explanation we could come up with was ridiculous. And here's the thing. Hong Kong is 13 hours ahead of New York.
What?
Garrett met her around 11 p.m. on December 31st, Hong Kong time. I met her at around 11:30 p.m. on December 31st, New York.
What the? Hold on, guys. Bro, what the freak am I like? What the heck is going on right now? Like my head is like, what the freak? Is this a succubus demon? Like, is this a demon? I be trying to tell you, Crimson, you probably laughing, but I be dead serious. Bro, I'm telling you, I really think it's I think it's demons walking around in human form, bro. I try to tell y'all this, bro. I'll probably be laughing and all that, bro. I'm telling you, man, I feel like it is. I feel like humans, everybody walking this earth ain't human, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro, and it probably sound, but I feel like, bro, everybody that's walking this mother effing earth ain't human. I feel like you got some angels upon us, and you got some demons upon us. I'm telling you right now. You know what I mean? I want to tell y'all what the freak, how the freak was she in Hong Kong at 11 o'clock a.m., and she was with him at 11:30 p.m. at New York. Hong Kong and New York is 13 hours away. She was in Hong Kong and New York at the same time, and she was with both of them. Look, man, my head is kind of spinning right now, dog. It's some weird ish. I ain't gonna lie. I reacted to a lot of scary ish, but this ish right here, this some weird ish right here, man.
New York time. That's roughly a 12-hour difference.
What the
But a
freak?
flight from Hong Kong to New York takes at least 15 hours.
This is a
It's usually
succubus
longer,
demon.
more like 16 or 17. Even if she had somehow gotten on a plane the second she left Garrett's apartment, she couldn't have made it to that rooftop party in Williamsburg in time. The math didn't work. It was literally impossible. And even if we ignore the flight time somehow, how would she have known to go to that exact party?
He was your
How would
friend.
she have ended up talking to me? How would she have known to use the same name, the same details, the same everything? I still don't have answers to any of these questions. Neither does Garrett. We've talked about it probably a dozen times since then, and we always end up at the same place. We don't know what happened, and we probably never will. Neither one of us saw that girl again. The thing that messes with me the most is how real it all felt. I know for a fact that she wasn't some drunken hallucination. I literally talked to her for hours. She slept in my bed, and then she just vanished from a locked apartment with no other exits. Garrett and I don't really know what to do with this. We've both tried looking her up online, but Maitreyi with no last name and only vague details about being an artist from San Diego
wasn't real.
doesn't exactly narrow things down. We've found nothing. New Year's Eve is fast approaching, which is why this is all fresh in my head again. Usually, the insanity of crazy, unexplainable experiences fades over time, but for some reason, it feels like the opposite for me. The more time passes, the freakier it is to think about the possibility that I may have slept with a ghost on New Year's Eve.
Bruh,
I know that sounds ridiculous.
trying to tell y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell y'all, gang. Demons be real, boy. I'm trying to tell you. That junk is real, y'all. It's crazy. The junk is real. Junk real, bro. You know what I'm saying? The junk real, gang. Tell y'all, that junk is crazy.
The opposite for me.
Tell it,
The
man.
more time passes, the freakier it is to think about the possibility that I may have slept with a ghost on New Year's Eve. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I don't have a better explanation for what happened.
Ghost. That boy said I must have slept with a ghost. Yeah, that's some crazy ish right there. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. I ain't never heard nothing like that, man. Real with you.
This story is one of my dad's. Before he had kids, my dad and my mom used to travel a lot. He had made some smart business moves in his mid-20s, so he had money to spend and the free time to spend it. They were both big skiers, but the only good skiing that was accessible to New York City was in Vermont.
New York again?
So over the years, they actually purchased a few lodges up there. The first one was in Ludlow. They bought it from some guy named Mr. Black who lived on West End Avenue in the city. It was this old
XX Coolio.
that my dad always
Appreciate the
referred to
support,
as
my
the
guy.
Black House, partly because of the shutters and partly because of the previous owner's last name. They'd sell quarter shares to friends and cycle things out every few months to help cover the costs. They kept the place for a few years before eventually switching to a second property. The second lodge was about halfway between Ludlow
That's what
and
I'm saying. She was a succubus demon. That's what I'm saying. This was a demon that was looking for sperm. We have sperm demons around here looking for sperm. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, man, y'all better watch out for these succubus demons. You know what I mean? They're coming off our succubus. You know what I mean? Sperm demons. You know, because that right there is impossible. It's impossible for her to be at New York and then get to Hong Kong. Just like that. It's impossible. That was a succubus demon. Nobody can tell me that was a succubus demon.
Right along Route 100.
Can't get to Hong Kong to New York like that, bro. It's impossible.
There are like 5 lakes in a row along that stretch of road, and the house sat right on the edge of one of them. My dad's friend Victor and his wife Lisa went in on that one with them. Victor and my dad had been close since college, and the 4 of them would take trips up there together pretty regularly. This happened one New Year's Eve. I can't remember exactly what year, but it was obviously before I was born. Lisa and my mom were away for a friend's wedding or something. I can't really remember the specifics, but it's not that important.
What I want y'all to do after I get off this video, what terrified me to going skiing and getting on one of these was this movie called Frozen. Everybody in this chat need to go watch a movie called Frozen. Bro, it's about these friends that went on a skiing trip just like this. And bro, what the and it was literally on the holidays. You know what I'm saying? What the freak? But the movie I watched, these friends went on a skiing trip. You know what I'm saying? And it was for the holidays. So basically they were going on these little things right here, basically to, you know, get ready to go ski. But they didn't know that it was finna close. So, you know, the holidays closed. So, you know, skiing, you know, the place is gonna be closed probably like 4 days because the holidays, right? So they were stuck on this, you know, this real high in the air. This ain't something that you just climb down. It's real high in the air, bro. Right? So, these friends, it was a girl and it was a boy. It was 2 men, it was a girl. They were stuck on top of this thing for that period of time. And what made it even worse, wolves, right? Wolves surrounding them. You feel me? So it's like, okay, I jumped down from this thing right here. Now I have to escape man-eating wolves. So it was just like basically them trying to, bro, it was crazy. I don't know. You know, but the man Oki dude, he know what I'm talking about. No, it was a crazy movie. I can't really explain. You gotta watch it, bro. You gotta watch this movie called Frozen. That jump was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That jump was crazy. You can't just jump down from these, bro. You jump high as freak. You know what I'm saying? So you jumping down for this, you breaking the leg. So bro jumped down from it, broke his leg, bro, and got eaten by them wolves in front of his girl, they had to see this man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro seen it though. He know exactly what I'm talking about, Frozen. Crazy movie.
What matters is that Victor and my dad decided to take a trip up to Vermont by themselves to ring in the new year. It was the night of December 31st. The 2 of them were upstairs cracking a few beers and just catching up. The upstairs of that lodge had these full-length windows that looked out over the lake.
So windows,
they'd sit up there, listen to music, and watch the snow. It was snowing, of course, but
both of them got, the other one got away though, but it was just wolves, bro. It was like the freaking resort was just, bro. It was just it was just infested by wolves, gang. Wolves was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, they jumped down from this mother effer. They got to get away from these man-eating wolves. So the first one jumped down, got eaten by wolves, tore his butt up. The other one jumped down, actually made it, but shoot, got after him, and then then the girl made it. The girl made it alive though, but the 2 boys got eaten up, tore their butt up.
You felt trapped. My dad said it was really peaceful that night. One of those nights you share with a good friend where you're both just happy to be far away from everything. They had the radio on, waiting to hear the countdown from Times Square. And then all of a sudden, things got crazy. They were mid-conversation when a huge flash of light came from somewhere across the lake. My dad said his first thought was fireworks, but the flash didn't come from the sky. It came from the ground up, and there was no sound.
What?
Just the silent, blinding light. Victor stood up and walked over to the window, trying to make something out across the lake. My dad asked what he was looking at, and Victor said he thought he saw something moving out there. It was dark, obviously, but there was enough visibility from the snow on the frozen lake that you could see if you concentrated. So after a few seconds, Victor becomes convinced that there's a person out there. My dad told him that was impossible. There were no houses on that side of the lake. There were no trails, no roads, no anything. It was just pure woods on the other side of the lake. But Victor wasn't having it. He started throwing on his coat and boots.
Don't go out there?
Take a look. My dad tried to talk him out of it. Victor was already halfway down the stairs. My dad grabbed his jacket and followed. The two of them burst out onto the back deck, and that's when they heard a voice. A young voice. It sounded like a little boy yelling help over and over again. My dad said it was faint at first, but unmistakable. There was definitely a child screaming for help somewhere out in that frozen.
Man, F that child, bro.
It had been well below freezing for months.
F by the child?
It was completely solid, no question about it. My dad said they didn't even think twice. They just started walking across. As they got closer, they could make out a figure standing on the ice, maybe 20 or 30 yards off the far bank. It was small, a kid for sure. My dad said he could see the shape of him against the snow. But then there was another flash. My dad said it was so bright he had to shield his face and drop to his knees. He couldn't see anything for a few seconds. Then when he finally opened his eyes and looked up, the kid was just gone. There was nothing out there but empty ice and snow.
Bro, so this is like, bro, what's with this? This is a paranormal with the New Year's Eve, the girl and all that, Hong Kong and New York City. Now we got the flashing lights. What the freak is going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just some unexplainable ish going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the flashing lights. Now the kids going. What the freak is going on with New Year's? What's up with this, man?
My dad said that's when he and Victor went from curious to terrified. They turned around and started racing back toward the house. My dad said he was running as fast as he could without slipping. Victor was a few steps ahead of him when he suddenly yelled and pointed up at the house.
He up there.
He was saying there was someone in the window, but not an adult, a little boy. My dad looked up, but didn't see anything besides the dark glass reflecting the snow. Victor swore up and down that he saw a kid standing right there, looking down at them. My dad didn't know what to say. He just wanted to get inside. They made it back to the house and searched the whole place.
Crazy.
Every room, every closet, every corner. But there was no one there. The doors were all locked and the windows were shut. There was no sign that anyone had been inside. They decided to call it a night after that. My dad said neither of them really wanted to talk about what happened. They just went to their rooms and tried to sleep. Neither of them had even noticed midnight come and go. My dad woke up twice that night. Both times, he swore he heard a child laughing somewhere in the house. He lay there in the dark, listening, but it always stopped before he could figure out where it was coming from. The thing that freaked him out the most wasn't the kid on the lake or the figure in the snow. It was the light. That bright, blinding flash that came out of nowhere. He said he and Victor talked about it for years afterward, trying to come up with some kind of explanation. Lightning, a flare, fireworks from some distant town, but nothing made sense. There was simply no source. It just happened twice, and then it was over. They ended up cutting the trip short. My dad said they never talked about that night with my mom or Lisa, not until years afterward at least. My dad still doesn't know what happened out there. He's told me this story maybe 3 or 4 times over the years, and every time he gets to the part about the light, he just kind of trails off. I asked him once if he thought it was something supernatural, and he just shrugged and said he didn't know what else it could have been.
Oh man, that was a crazy compilation. I'm not gonna lie, I reacted to a lot of Mr. Nightmare, bro. This compilation was different. I ain't gonna lie, it kind of freaked me out by that girl in New York, though. That freaked me out, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody, man, for joining the stream. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, boy Jay, we're gonna drop bangers every single day, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna be, dog. You know what I'm saying? But nah, though, man, I appreciate everybody for joining the stream. 3 hours and 32 minutes. We went over the limit, but it is what it is. For all my subscribers, for all my viewers that joined the Twitch stream late, all the freaking uploads will be uploaded to YouTube. So y'all make sure y'all go over there. You know what I'm saying? And we will be